No, we're not in America anymore. We're in Australia, but my Falcon has Bucky's sticker on it. While I've been gone, my absolute champion buddies have gone ahead and built my Falcon, and I need to show you guys because it is sick. Believe it or not, this is the same orange Falcon that was sitting in my front yard. It's now painted. It now has Shockworks coilovers all round. It's got, like, the boys have gone insane. They put new brake pads, Ford Territory rear end in it, with a 4:1 diff ratio, which is like the ratio to have, in my opinion, for a Falcon. Now, what else they've done? I had a bush, so they put a new bush in the rear. Man, I'm pumped that it's got Shockworks in it, honestly. A Falcon with Shockworks. Oh. I just went ahead and put an NRG steering wheel. So you got the NRG steering wheel and NRG quick release on there as well. So really happy about that. The factory handbrake on these cars works pretty good. So I still got the factory handbrake. JDM Volk racing wheels on the front. I think I got some techies on the rear at the moment, but the rears, whatever, they're going to change. But I've got genuine JDM wheels on the front. What else have we got done here? I don't know, it's obviously manual. Oh, the boys put a new clutch in it for me. Mind you, I paid for the stuff. They did all the work though while I've been gone, so cannot thank them enough. What else? They cut and shut the knuckles for me, so it's got cut front knuckles. No canvas, just still stock camber at the moment. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but if you watch the last video, you see that I hurt myself pretty freaking bad. It's a few days since then. I'm obviously back in Australia now. I'm still concussed. I'm definitely still concussed. My brain's still hazy. Not 100% by any means, and my shoulder is actually really bad. I don't know how much I spoke about that in the last video because I haven't edited it yet, but it's bad. My shoulder's bad. I'm going to take it easy on it tonight and make sure it's all good for hopefully Saturday, where I'll be able to give this a rip, give my 370Z a rip, and hopefully my S13 convertible a rip as well. You know, for the closing of Archie, it'd be kind of cool to give the S13 a rip around there before we close. You're going to see this tonight, and we got my buddy Jace, who landed in from the States basically the same time as I did, and he's going to be staying with us for 2 weeks, so you'll see him in the vlogs. I'll introduce you guys when we see him, but he's one of the homies from Drift Week 5 and 6, I think. Yeah, 5 and 6. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this down the track, and this is our very last Thursday session, so it's going to be emotional for a lot of people, but we've got another 2 sessions after this. We got one the Saturday, which is our official last event, realistically, and then we've got a Tuesday beginner session, which from my landlord only just told me yesterday that we're going to be able to run. So, but there's no point having a final session on a Tuesday and, you know, it's going to be a beginner session. The beginner guys support us so much, and our beginner sessions went from so small to humongous, and really hope I can find another way to get stuff going in Queensland for all the beginners and people getting into drifting, because they need it. Obviously our beginner events are some of our biggest events, so, you know, people clearly need and want somewhere to go. So keep making phone calls, keep trying.
Decent flicks, but it looked like in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Do the same thing here. You really just need to flick it, otherwise it'll pull the front end back.
Yeah, I feel like trying to walk itself whenever it starts to straighten up because there's no grip in the front. I was being a bitch.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's got so much angle, you really can just snap it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard car to spin.
Yeah. What's going on the passenger side rear?
Right, we're down to the track now. We made it. The Falcon made it, but Jay's broke it.
My bad.
He broke it driving up the trailer.
Yeah.
So we just had something on the clutch go bad, but he did break 370.
Yeah, one too many clutch kicks and the axle had it.
I still think it's It's more of a wear and tear thing, so
Jace Rodney.
So we just had an axle break in the 370Z as well, but Jace was out having a rip in that. He was doing really well, but I think the axles just break occasionally on that car. And as you guys know, we did break an axle in that car not long ago, but it was the right side. This time the left side's broken, so I believe it's just wear and tear, so we'll just hopefully find a new one before our final event on Saturday. But for now, we've just gone and stupid Falcons, they're meant to be cheap. $260 for a new clutch master because something broke on the clutch master. So yeah, we're having that fixed at the moment. Adam is in under the car now, fixing that because some stupid thing broke. I don't know what it is. Basically, this plastic bit broke off. So this is the clutch master they come with, and for some reason this piece is plastic and it breaks off. So I don't know what that's about, but we're gonna put the new one in, bleed it up, and then see how Jace goes in the Falcon.
Minutes later.
Alright guys, this is a bit of a messy vlog from a sense of we just got super busy and I've run the last 2 events, and honestly there's too many emotions and just it was so busy and just everything. I didn't film our last Saturday event. The last clip you saw then was Jace going out in the Falcon. I'm super freaking excited. The Falcon works super well, but at the end of our Saturday event the alternator went bad, so probably next video I'm gonna go out and have a thrash of that. But today we are working on fixing the 370Z, as you saw just there in the video. We had a breakage in the rear. I think I found out what it was. The left rear coilover had wound itself down, and it was essentially just the left rear coilover wound itself down going too low and basically broke the shaft. We actually put a new shaft in it, and then I drove the car on that Saturday and broke another shaft, not realizing that it was the coilover that was the issue. Looking over the car more, seems like the coilover's wound itself down, and that's where the issue is. However, when the coilover broke, timing probably couldn't have been better, because it also the oil cooler started leaking. So airflow, awesome. That's the second oil cooler that's started leaking without even being hit. So I'm really pumped on that. So I'm not going to use that anymore. I've got a Koyo oil cooler. It's a much smaller one. Hopefully it's, you know, smaller but much better quality, which will make up for the lack of size. That's what she said. So we got a brand new Nismo front bumper here as well. We're going to get sort of make up our front bar to fix that, to fit it to the car and give this thing a general clean up. Obviously put the new shaft in, raise that coilover up, give some things a bit of paint that need paint, and get this thing ready for an event this weekend called Gravy. I think it's a Gravy Bash. I actually don't know what it's called, but there's a gravy event going on a rally raceway. It's been a long time since we've been out to rally raceway, so I'm super excited for that. You know, sorry I haven't been uploading a lot. A lot of my time has been spent moving stuff from the track. Obviously it's our final days, so we got the barn find S14 there, the left-hand drive S14. We've got Tiana's Sylvia, which I already cleaned off, and then Adam's Evo up there, and just starting to bring some of the cars back home. So that's been taking a bit of time and energy, and as well as everything else that's been going on. And it's pretty freaking depressing time, to be honest, but we're just trying to push through and have fun while we're at it. So we'll get on to working on this Z. All right, we've been playing a serious old game of musical cars, which includes jump starting everything, because it either doesn't have a battery or it's got a flat battery. So obviously got Adam's Evo here. No battery at all in that, and it's 85 with a less than favorable tune, so that doesn't like to start at all, nor does it like to move. Tiana's car has a battery in it, but it's dead. But as soon as you jump it, the car runs like a dream. This obviously moved, but then the S14 as well has a battery in it, starts perfectly and is easy to move, but then going back and forth and getting it up on the lift, and it's probably the biggest car I've had up on this lift. It's just scary. How can I say? That's all it is. It's just scary when it gets put up there. And yeah, good car though. Really good car. I freaking love this S14. It's one of the coolest cars. Left-hand drive, and yeah. Basically put that up so we have all this space free, because we're about to put the tube bender back in place. That's why we've got this all set up here. And we're gonna go ahead and start bending up basically a bash bar for the 370Z. I'm going to try and make it fit super nice inside the Nismo bumper. That way, if we do get any bumps, it'll be nothing. All right, things are moving along quickly here. Jace has gone ahead and found some of the missing bolts. So a few other things I'm contemplating. I never got the GK Tech washers, I guess you would say, because I'm running a slip-on dual caliper setup. I'm not running the spacers like you guess you normally would, but I don't feel like that's ever been an issue. The coilover being loose is obviously what's, like, I'm led to believe it's that. Like, you got a coilover that's wound itself down, the car's literally wound itself down on the left-hand side. It makes sense, but at the same time, you know, is that the only issue, or is it just an issue that's compounded because I don't have the other bit? I do have the rear knuckles to go in this car. I just really don't have time this week to get the rear knuckles in and all set up and everything, so I'm not going to worry about that. But in the near future, we are going to put the full GK Tech rear knuckle in this car and see what we can do with the rear of this car and get it gripping even harder and make us, you know, either absolutely need NOS or absolutely need a V8 in this car, because it just won't spin the tyres anymore. We're about there now with the power to grip. It's 265s, low pressures, and this thing is struggling. Chase, you only drove it on a 235 at 40 psi and it was still hooking.
Still a grip monster, yeah. Like, and a broken axle doing it too. So
yeah, again, I still don't think. I think it's, you know, like, it's a case of wear and tear. Car gets a lot of laps, and the coilover winding itself down. So I'm going to measure up the rear. I might even lift the rear a tiny bit just to like get all the angles a bit nicer. But yeah, we're also going to go ahead, and I've got these super cheap like eBay fans on the car, and I've got a set of AU fans right there, or EL or whatever they are. I'm going to be putting those on, get a fair bit more air through the radiator because it has been getting hot. And we've already done the oil cooler. I'm not sure if I showed you guys that, but oil cooler's in. The fan's quite a bit bigger than the oil cooler, so I'm going to do up some sort of bracket for the top of this before we get finished up today. This car needs a degrease so badly. Brand new bumper here. We've sort of been measuring out where the pipe's going to bend to essentially make up the same shape as the front bumper. So we're going ahead and do that now. We're about to start doing some bends with old Brad.
Hey guys.
I'm not going to call you young Brad. It's old Brad.
Young at heart.
Young at heart, that's right. Oh, you've already done some markings. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, we're trying to keep moving.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to help Brad do some bends, and then hopefully we'll pull this off, because I think it'll be very, very cool. And Chop did a lot of, you know, he's done a super rad bash bar on my S13, and essentially we're trying to replicate the kind of work that Chop from Black Arts did on the S13 for the 370, because if you've ever seen the bash bar on the S13, it's phenomenal, and the bumper literally clips in like it's crazy. You don't even have to use anything to hold it on. So anyway, we're gonna get to bending. Okay, what I was saying is progress is real. We've got a full bash bar set up in here now. Kind of see it in there, but it's tight enough to the front where I've been able to put a riv nut here. We've bolted up here as well, and then done a proper bolting on up the top here. I painted this panel. I'm probably going to paint the hood and the bumper before we head off down to the gravy bash. We've gone ahead, we've got the AU fans in. Jace is just finishing on the wiring up. New shaft is in, raised the rear up a little bit. Turns out the rear was all kinds of messed up as far as like both side coilovers were loose, and just a bunch of stuff had worked its way loose, which, you know, should be checking your stuff, and I haven't been. And anyway, I got a whole bunch of tires fitted and ready to go. Not those, but all these. Ready to go. I'm trying to find some new fronts for the 370Z because I'm only rocking stock Z wheels at the moment. I'd rather something kind of nicer for the front, so I'm going to try and find them before we head down. But yeah, we're going to head down the track now and see where this video takes us. Alright, again, I don't know where this vlog was going, guys. We did work on the Z. I had a lot of packing up to do at the track. I'll probably do another video soon, just getting into all of what's happened over the last sort of week or so with regards to the track closing and everything. It's been hard from a headspace, I guess. And I still think I'm honestly still rattled from when I crashed and hit my head. I don't feel 100% from that. But my shoulder is good now and stuff. But in other things, we obviously went to our last drift event at Archie, and I got to drift the Falcon, which was fantastic. Until at the very end of the night, we did big burnouts and stuff, and Tiana did a burnout in it and knocked the motor. So, let's see with Frosty. Frosty's mechanical. No fab needed, just mechanical on this one. So
Maybe fab.
maybe fab? What are we doing fab on it?
You on turbo?
Yeah, not now. Well, it depends, might find a turbo motor.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. Thanks heaps for watching. I'm sorry it was all over the place, and I'll get everybody up to date soon.